I'm back with another real-time gaming video. We're in Ogame. It has been 4 days, I believe, since I've casted. Couldn't exactly tell you. My parents showed up for the weekend, so didn't really want to talk in front of them. It's a little weird, my parents are a little weird already, so no big. But they were here all weekend, so I didn't make any videos. I know I keep saying I'm going to make at least one a day, but I'm going to have to start stockpiling them, so when stuff like that happens, I can just keep uploading. The problem is I keep posting everything when I make it, because I just like making stuff. Today I wanted to explain how I went from my last video, which I believe I was ranked 1300 or so, and now I'm ranked 650. I've actually been ranked 650 since the day after I made that video. So I doubled my ranking. I wanted to explain how I did that. Some of the key points, how to raid and rank up really fast and get a lot of resources, and get a strong account in the early game faster than most other people. So the main things that allowed me to do this was the fleet. This here, it's out right now. But key to the fleet making you lots of resources is computer technology. It needs to be high. 3 is not high at this point. It was high the day that I did this. I need a couple more levels, but right now I'm saving up for a colony ship. That's a different story. But you want 3, 4, 5 computer technology, or you could get the computer commander up here, but that gets kind of expensive because it gives you a lot of fleet slots. The reason that's important is because a lot of players, there's a lot of this. Okay, so I just espionaged a whole bunch. There's a lot of, let's see, I think it's this one. There's a lot of this. So he has no defenses, no fleet. He does have 20,000 metal, 7,000 crystal, and 2,000 deuterium. At this point, that is not that much, but it's worth me attacking, right? That's going to take, a small cargo has 5,000 capacity. So that's going to take 2, 3, it's going to take 3 small cargoes, give or take. You might want to send 4 to make sure you get everything. Right? At this point, I have 20 small cargoes. So 3, or 4 even 4, it's not worth a fleet slot. But I used it anyway because I wanted some. And, but yeah, that's why. And then there's a couple other ones. Like, I mean, look at this one. Not a lot on there, but that's a lot of deuterium. I mean, that's a decent amount. You want to go for 1,500 deuterium. That's a good amount. Right? There's just, and this one barely has any defense, right? 10 light fighters can kill that without losing anything. That's a decent amount of resources, right? Then there's these ones. So the reason you want lots of fleet slots is because most of those previous targets I can take with just cargoes or 1 or 2 combat ships. Now this target here has 3 rocket launchers and a bunch of other stuff. But espionage probes don't really attack, small cargoes don't really attack, they're just shields. But as long as they're alive, these heavy fighters and light fighters and rocket launchers are going to be doing damage. So if I'm going to attack this, I need to send lots of stuff. So I had to send all my combat ships on this mission, which I believe is up here. And it has 2 likes my ride. There's 2 hours till it gets there. 28 ships, you can see. I sent 10 small cargo, 10 light fighters, 8 heavy fighters. So it should be enough to deal with it. Hopefully. If not, it could be trouble. But yeah, we'll bring this back up. Okay. So, for this I'm going to need, I think I figured out I needed 8 cargoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think I sent 10. But I needed 6 to get the whole haul. Now, the thing about this is if I kill all these ships, unfortunately, I don't have recyclers yet, so I can't actually get them. And that's what fleet is used for. Majority of Ogame is to destroy other people's fleets and recycle them. However, if people have this many resources and this much fleet, I can kill this fleet because it's mostly utility, right? So it's worth it for me to kill this, and other people would see that much and just go, I don't want to deal with it. But that's a lot of resources I'm going to get right there. So that's going to be good. But that's the thing, is that you see I have 4 fleet slots and I'm using 3. The reason I'm only using 3 is because I want to be able, this one here, usually I would be using 4 right now, but this one is a high value target. And there's a chance that one of his allies or something could show up with more fleet. So I want to keep a fleet slot open to espionage it about 5 minutes away, so that I have time to recall and get out of the trap if he tries to trap me, right? So that's important. You don't want to lose your whole fleet. So it's worth saving that fleet slot. For the resources I would have gotten for it doing something like attacking something like this, it's worth it, right? I'm also attacking this right now with another fleet. But if you're not attacking a high value target and all your fleets are like 3, 4, 5 ships, you want to have them full, and you want to have them all getting the maximum amount of resources, right? If you look at this one, I need 2 for that, So I need 3 small cargoes to get the maximum haul from this player. It's going to be 15,000 resources. Why is that important? Because it's 15,000 points. Or not 15,000 points, 15 points. It's 1 point per 1,000 resources. So I've spent 551,000 resources. I produce 800, 500, and 200. So that's 1,500 resources an hour, and that's actually super increased. I think it was at like 300, 260 when I started, or when I jumped my rank. So I mean, this income didn't even count really. It was all from other things. It was from raiding and attacking. Now that's why you need lots of espionage probes. See, I have 18 probes, and some of them are out on missions right now. The reason I did that is because to get information on planets like this one, you need to have more probes. See, this combat report is 4,000 resources, right? Because our espionage probe is 1,000 crystal. So I actually lost 4 espionage probes because they got in combat, but it gave me this report, which was worth it. Not every time will they die, but the more probes you send and the higher your enemy's espionage level, the more likely your probes are to get caught. And if they get caught, it engages in combat, which means, right, a single rocket launcher can kill 6 espionage probes, no problem. So you're gonna die, right? If you get caught, your espionage probes are gonna die. But yeah, that's how I rose in rank. Because now I have 551 points. If you look at the high scores, right, I'm ahead of all these people. Because for these people, mostly what they're doing is mining. You can see they have a red negative or just a green positive there. Those are honor points. Anybody with green honor points is an idiot at this point in the game. Because what they've done is they've wasted resources and not gained any. I'll explain honor points here real quick. So honor points are based on military value. As you can see, my military is number 124. That includes, I believe, defense and ships. I think. I can't confirm that at this point. You can see everybody, all these yellow names, means if I attack them, for every 1,000 damage I do to them, I get 1 honor point. Right? And so, all these players, because they're close to me in military rank, if I go this way, you see that they're gray, which means I actually get negative. So if I killed 1,000 resources of this guy at Suma's army, I would lose an honor point. As you can see, I have negative 11 honor points. It's not really a big deal till you hit negative 500. And then anyone can attack you, right? There's no limits on anything. Anybody in the game can attack you, which is bad. You don't want that to happen. So you are later in the game when you get to like 100, 150 honor points, or negative, you're going to want to attack a big target. But basically, one of those players, what their fleet consists of, if I can attack them honorably, it means their fleet is the same size as mine. So A, I'm going to lose resources, I'm going to lose fleet, I'm going to lose time, I'm going to lose a lot of things. And B, I'm not going to get a lot out of it, right? I'm not raiding for resources, I'm attacking to kill fleet to get honor points. And so it's really not effective or efficient to do. The only reason you would do it is when you get higher in the honor points and it becomes dangerous for you. You're getting close to 500, right? Because you don't want that to happen. So you have to kind of balance it. Is it worth trading? And most of the time the answer is no, unless you get up higher. And you're definitely going to want to trade in one attack. You don't want to attack 10 different little targets that you find by chance that you can kill for honor points. You just want to one attack. But that's getting past. We're talking about raiding and early game aggression and becoming strong in the early game. Another thing that really helped me was astrophysics. What astrophysics does, it allows you to A, build a colony, which is everyone's #1 goal anyway, and B, it allows you to go on expeditions. What's an expedition? Interesting question. So let's take these small cargoes for example. If I send them to 145, see this was 8. Now if I send them to 16, okay, I'm going to send them. You'll notice how it doesn't give me any of the options. Usually you would hit attack or espionage or transport. It only gives me expedition. You know, no big deal. So I'm going to send them on an expedition. See? Now they're going to question mark. If I go to galaxy, you can see 445 was the galaxy or the system I was sending them to. There's no 16. It's like outer space. It's the far reaches of space. What happens there is, oh, I need this one. I'm going to recall it because I don't actually want to send it. Oh no, fleet movement. There we go. So I'm gonna hit recall here because I don't actually want them to go on an expedition because I need that fleet slot to do espionage. If not, you always want to have an expedition going. Always. You can find expedition calculators and such. Just send like a quarter of your fleet. Send a couple of light fighters, a couple of transport. Always send a small cargo and a light fighter, and maybe an espionage probe and a heavy fighter or a couple of light fighters. Right? It just decides. Just depends on what you have to spare. Launch all your raids and whatever you have left, send on an expedition. So what happens is you can either lose everything, you run into pirates that can destroy you, you can run into abandoned armadas, and you can pick up a few extra ships. You can run into asteroids and get a bunch of metal. You can run into meteorites or something and get a bunch of crystal. Or you can get dark matter, right, which is the stuff you pay for, which can really help out. So it's just all these random things it gives you. So it says return of a fleet here, doesn't matter. Are you really hoping for ships? Because that's going to strengthen your military a lot. Yeah, but that's what you're hoping for. You're really hoping you don't run into aliens or pirates that destroy your fleet, because it's always awkward and really sucks. What you want to do? That's expeditions. You always want to be launching an expedition. It takes 3 hours to do an expedition in your own system. You always want to have those running as soon as you can get astrophysics. As soon as you can get astrophysics, get it, and then build a colony ship, and you're going to be golden. So we've been looking constantly at these 6 reports, these 6 espionage reports. There was about 100 that I went through. Since I have 4 fleet slots, I made sure I had no fleets out. And then I went, and since I had all my fleets at home, I had all 4 fleet slots, I just went like this. Probe, or espionage, espionage, all the way through, down to like 430. And then I went through them, right? I went in like this, and what I usually do is I'll pick the first one, right? I'll look at it. If there's no resources, delete. If there's like 50 rocket launchers, delete. And that'll automatically take you to the next one. Right? This one's good because it only has 3 light lasers and it has 20 metal. I want to hit that. So I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip it up here instead of hitting delete. This one, not that much there. I considered it, but I looked at it. This one, no defense and lots of resources. Definitely going to hit it. So I skip. And this way you're going to narrow it down. This one, it's not really worth my fleet time. This one, also not really worth the time that it would take my fleet to get there. It would be 2.2 thousand deuterium, so maybe I'll keep it, right? Just in case I need deuterium in a sec. Alright, and that's a clan advertisement. Alright, so, but I hope that makes sense, that you always want to have your fleets out. When they all get home, you want to espionage a ton, because now I have a bunch of good targets, right? I have 4 targets that I've launched on 3 of them, right? Saran, Homeworld, and Likes My Ride. So I actually haven't launched on this one. I'm saving it for later, if I even need it. As you can see, I'll be back in 4 hours. So 4 hours, I definitely want to be at my computer, because within 10 minutes of that time, all of these ships get back, and I want to send them all back out again. So when they're coming back, I'll be espionaging, and I'll be finding targets. So, and also, as soon as I espionage this target here, right before it lands, I'm going to send an expedition with that fleet slot as soon as I espionage, because there's no reason for me to have that fleet slot anymore. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else that might help. Always be building mines. They're really helpful. Right, level 10, level 8 is not that great, as you can see, but it does help. And what matters is when you get them up to like 20, then they're really beneficial. So you want to work on that, because as you're raiding, you're going to have a lot of deuterium or not deuterium, metal and crystal, and so you're going to want to make sure you invest a little bit of that in mines just to get your economy up there while you're raiding, because raiding is not sustainable. You cannot continue to do it because of honor points, because of the way the game rolls, right? As you can see, if I click this way, if I go up from 445, there are literally no targets. Me and a couple of other people close by that I've actually fought with have cleaned them all out. So there's no point in going that way. So I went this way this time, but at the same time, I mean, I'm hitting 3 good targets, and I found a decent target, right? So once I hit these a couple of times, they won't be good anymore. And those players are probably going to quit and all that stuff. So it's not sustainable, so you want to make sure you build those mines. I think we've covered everything that you need to know to raid and to build up your account really strong in the early game. If you have any questions, comments, rude remarks, or video requests, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I always look forward to those. I hope you have a great day, and play safe.